Welcome to Estuary Live.
For several years, Estuary Live has been broadcasting over the internet to classrooms across the country.
We are here today at Duwamish River Estuary with Seattle in the background there,
giving students the opportunity to learn more about estuaries.
I want to talk a little bit about what an estuary is. It takes three things: salt water from the ocean, fresh water from the land, and it has to have land around it so that it's protected from the high energy influences of the ocean.
By taking this virtual field trip, viewers can learn more about the animals and plants that live in an estuary.
Some of the most glorious animals that live in Puget Sound include the salmon, of course, the Dungeness crab, the flounder, those things that we've already seen. Of course, we have lots of other little things right here on the beach. We've got amphipods and copepods, and don't forget about the spiny lumpsucker. We've got some students down here that are visiting today, and they've been looking for plants and animals just to see what we can find.
I got a bent-nosed clam.
A bent-nosed clam. Can you hold that up real still in front of the camera so they can see how the end of that clam is bent on the end? Here's an interesting thing. Whoa, there's got pinchers on it. This is a female Dungeness. You can see on the bottom here that the tail is turned up on its belly and it has a very wide tail. They use that wide tail to hold the eggs in there.
Estuary Live is interactive and gives viewers the chance to ask questions online.
How do sea stars eat clams? And that was from Baird Homeschool from Tacoma, Washington.
On the underside of sea stars, this section here is their stomach. And when they eat, they'll actually stick their whole stomach out of their body, and they use their tube feet to pry open the clam.
Students can learn about the vital role that estuaries play in our ecosystem.
Here in Puget Sound, the estuaries have a really important role to play because they support the salmon population so much. And in the Puget Sound area, salmon are food for a huge number of different species at different stages of their life. And so without healthy estuaries that allow the salmon to have a healthy population, the entire food web, the entire ecological system of Puget Sound is threatened.
Much higher up in the watershed, salmon started as eggs, and they spent the first several months of their lives in the freshwater parts of the watershed. And that freshwater environment meets and mixes with the saltwater environment right here in the Duwamish Estuary. And for young salmon coming down here, they're finding the estuary a great place to feed and to grow and to hide from predators and to learn to live in salt water. Now, in a healthy estuary, there would be many more salmon than we find here today.
Estuary Live also shows us how human impact is threatening our estuaries.
It is advised that you don't eat the shellfish here. Washington State Department of Health closed this beach because of fecal coliform pollution. Fecal coliform is things that comes from the digestive tracts of mammals. And so our hypothesis at this point in time is that it's human caused, possibly from leaking septic systems.
Around the Salish Sea, about 2/3 of our estuary habitats have been eliminated by human activity.
There's a lot of toxic chemicals in the muds here, so anything that's living in close contact with the mud like that is actually diseased with toxic chemicals. So essentially what we need to do is to get all of that chemical pollution out of this river, out of the mud at the bottom, and that's going to take quite some time.
But most important, Estuary Live teaches viewers what they can do to restore and protect estuary habitats.
Do you know why they're trying to grow certain plants and remove other ones in this particular place?
So it can help the fish and all the animals that live here.
So future generations can enjoy them too.
We always say everyone lives downstream, and so everything that everyone does can affect the health of the watershed they're in and the estuary it drains to. Here are three simple things that you can do. One is you can conserve water, because the less water we take out of groundwater and out of our surface water, the more water will reach the estuary, and fresh, clean water is the lifeblood for estuaries. A second thing people can do is be more careful about their use of chemicals around the house. And the third thing people can do is they can get out and volunteer. Wherever you live, there's probably an opportunity to get out and pick up a shovel and to do some good work planting or controlling weeds or cleaning up the estuary or watershed that you live in. I think if everyone makes a little bit of effort, our watersheds in the decades to come will be a lot healthier.